my live video and watch the chat. Not that I suspect many people will be around, but that's alright. I'm not here for that. Well, I am. That's a lie. A lot more people. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and don't forget to share. So let me see here. Let's get her going. Here we come. Hit that subscribe. And mute. Because we don't need a bunch of echo. So how's everybody doing on this fine, kind of cold Sunday morning? It's about 25 degrees here in Michigan. Oh, 11 o'clock already. I thought it was about 10:30. I did have to go in town, do a little bit of running around. So when I got back on my day off, I ended up shoveling yesterday and didn't get my parts in, so I didn't do any other part builds. Still waiting on stuff for other things. I did get a couple parts, which kind of led me to here. Got a few other parts earlier. Some of those were shock rings, adjuster rings, and then shock caps. I bought some of those so I could redo the caps and the rings and get that set up. So I'm going to do that. And then I took apart, I had the rams done in silver. I took them apart and did them in yellow. I didn't like the silver. Well, it wasn't bad, but I redid them in yellow. It's going to look better, especially with the sticker on it, if I can end up finding the sticker. So I had to kind of take things apart a little bit to get those off. But I'm going to go ahead and pull the shocks and do those a pair at a time, because I've got 50 weight oil in the front, 60 weight in the back, and you'll have to adjust the oil a little bit as you do this. So I figured we'll take care of that real quick, and then when that's done, my hydraulic rams should be pretty much dry enough. I'm just using good old-fashioned Tester's model paint and a brush. Looks a little crude, a little rude. Paint, you know, spray paint, airbrush would look a lot better, obviously. Come off a lot cleaner. But no worries. Come on. There we go. Do I need to get the bigger ones in there? Yeah. Well, yeah, because I take everything off. I suppose I can just use it as lean. Don't really need to take it out, just lean them in. Come on there. Still waiting for my Overreach Designs, or YRUCEC, when they first came out, links for my adjusters, or my steering links, the hydro ram links. They should have been in last week, but they're on their way. They're through customs. They're just being slow about getting here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and leave those there for the minute. Let's go ahead and open up a pack of these and a pack of these. Canon. They do have new bleeder screws in them. I've always got them sealed up, which is fine. Things everywhere. Okay, grab a shock, grab some shock applier, a little Allen wrench, gently grab our shock, unscrew our cap, okay, I don't see any, so I'm going to have to take the O-ring off. So the stock caps are plastic. That's almost too short. They got an O-ring on the bottom. The new caps do not come with an O-ring, so when you're swapping over, make sure you're taking your O-ring off. Be careful, you don't want to tear it. It's kind of, I'm just using my fingernail and working behind it and pulling down a little bit. It'll come. Work that off gently. You don't want to tear it. Put a nick in it. Grab a metal cap. Work it on gently. Again, you don't want to tear it. Put a nick in it. This one you roll in. Much easier to kind of let it roll in place and get it in there. Come on now. There we go. So these are 50. Should be 50. I'm gonna take a quick look. Yep, that's red. So I'm gonna just add a couple drops. Not much, a little bit. Let's see where we go when we compress down. Be careful, you don't want to squirt it all in your face. Add one or two more. We'll take our cap. Now go ahead and add a little bit more even. About 2 threads from the top. Okay, now we'll let that drop. Here's where you gotta be real careful. You don't want to tear your O-ring. Work it in slow. Back and forth. Oh, wait. Wait. 1 second. Don't order that yet. Before you go that far, gotta get your cap off. Or your adjuster ring. Thread her up. Off. Now you got the 2 rings, a black and an orange. The orange actually has the shelf on it. If you take a look, it's got the little perch. That's for the spring to perch into, so that's the one that goes on first. And then your black ring, which has no perch. It's just a ring to lock on. Now you can thread your cap in. Actually, you can let your shock spring go into your piece. Again, back and forth carefully and gently. Go ahead and grab our shock shaft or our shock body here. Hold it real gentle. Don't want to mess it up. And just kind of tighten that in nicely and get that set and seated. Grab a wrench. I always just grab my thing, give it a little tweak just to get the look. There we go. Now, set her up here for a second. take a screw and a little white Teflon washer onto the screw. Now there's another way of adding oil here, but you need a syringe and a smaller tip on it. And you could suck the oil up in the syringe, compress the shock. You ain't gonna see it back there. You could take a syringe, suck up some oil, compress, with a small tip, because you have to feed it in the oil. Compress the shock, and as you let off the shock, feed some oil in, and it will draw that oil in there. I think I've got enough to bleed it back out a little bit. So let me grab my other screwdriver. I think I actually need my, oh no, that one's good. Grab a paper towel. Now, go ahead. Well, I guess that's as low as I want. I just don't want to grab on the actual threads and mess those up. Okay. So grab your shock body. Let's put our thing here because I suspect we're going to see some oil come out. I think I got enough in there to push some oil out. This is going to be the trickier spot. Actually, I don't need these. Not for this spot. But I do want to kind of keep it here. Yeah, there we go. See, just getting a little bit of oil come out. So just push it down, feed your oil out. Clean off your stuff. While you got it pushed down, feed your screw in. Make sure you're not cross-threading. These are small little screws. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get it threaded in to make sure I'm not cross-threading, make sure I'm on the right angle and everything. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Make sure it threads all the way in, pull it back out. Pushed out. I can hear the little bit of extra air push out. There we go. Give it a light snug. Good to go. Okay, go ahead and feed this one back in. Get it mounted back up in place real quick while I'm here. Screwdriver here, work this thing back in a little bit. spot. Tap this in a smidge. See my other hammer. I want to use that. Now you're going in there. Get this one done. Knock this one out. Put you on right now. I'll try and see if I can do these rings without taking the cap off, just for people's in my own knowledge base. I'll try to take these adjuster ring off without taking the cap off. We'll see. No, cap's got to come off. I figured as much. I had to put it back on a little bit. So let's thread it on some. Cap. Adjuster ring. Orange ring, black ring, cap. Whoop, gotta grab the O-ring. Nice to have fingernails to do this. If you ain't got fingernails, it might be tough. And even then, it's going to be tough. But again, you don't want to rip it. You just want to kind of work it down. Trying to just turn it and get my fingernail up there and give it a slight, angle so it will start popping off on the threads. Now. There we go. Make sure our screw threads in well. It's always good to dry run it. Nice and easy, looks like. Yeah. That one went in real well. Nice and simple. Top up a little bit of oil. Ooh, no, I messed up. This is actually a blue shock. This is supposed to be on back. I really messed up. Luckily, it's thick enough. Only drifted a little bit out, so that's alright. Okay, when I put these together, I guess I got them a little messed up. So, I'm going to have to put you aside for a moment. Well, actually, I can do it this way. I'll finish building it and just swap it out on the back. I'll put you there, bring you over here. I'll add a little extra just to push everything out. Okay, now add a couple extra drops. Grab our shock cap. On she goes. Pliers. Hold the body. Give her just a little. Where's my other screwdriver? Okay. Now this one's actually ready for the back in 1 second. All I gotta do is lead her and put the screw in. Alright, now go ahead and replace this one. The right screwdriver will help. Putting it back in, your spacer offset on the shock part goes inside to the inside of the axle. So the bottom of the shaft sticks towards the out as far towards the wheel as it can inside the mount. Come on, baby. Get in there. Touchy little spot. You get it in, it goes in right. Nice and easy, actually. There we go. Okay. So I may as well pop this one off. I don't know if the back sign on. Start with this one. We'll see which one's which. Okay, this is the other front. I thought for a minute when I put them on, I thought, did I mix those up? I sat there and thought about how I handled the shotgun. No, I didn't. But now yeah, I did. Because I know where I was thinking I messed up, and that's exactly where I messed up. Okay. No biggie. Got it fixed now. So, it was meant to be. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known for sure. You. Of course, when you're installing these, your slip collar goes down towards the spring. Okay. A little bit of red to fill it up the rest of the way. Not the rest of the way, but at least a couple threads down. You can set for a second. Done with 50. Cap. I'm separating these two things because I'm looking for darn sakes. Yumpity yimmity. You. Free a thread in. Nice and smooth. Now, other cap. Where'd my other cap go? So it's that one. Let's see the ring on it. O-ring. I gotta remember to keep working out here and not back here. Now, pliers just to give it a snug little tug. Okay. Push it down, wipe the burp up. In with your screw, holding the shock down while you screw it in. There you go. Get it just snug. You don't need to be tight. Or you don't need to be locked down tight. You want to be tight, but snug enough it ain't going to move. This is the other front. Darn ya. Not quite there yet. Just about. Now it's going in there. Dang. You and pain in the butt. Alright. Now, I'm going to this other back back one done. Okay. You make sure you thread in nice and smooth. Get it in the right spot, goes in fine. Really, everything just being a pain in the whopper for me. Well, come on. Gotta get it in the right little position, she'll slide right in. Alright, get this back in. The RAM should be dry enough to reassemble everything. Okay. Let's grab a RAM here. Yeah, dry enough. These two go in here. There. Silicone oil makes this shit slickery. Okay. Throw you back together. That's all fine. So those are right. there, Shorty? Probably are. here. I think it's actually that one up there that I need. I think it's both of these. Out here. Frustrating here. Nice to have tight tolerances. Sometimes it can be stupid tight, especially when you're anodizing. Pain in the butt to get it right in there just right. But it got to be in there just right. There. go. Okay. Finally all back together. And everything all tightened back up. Okay, where am I missing the screw from? There. Another one up front in the ram. I'll touch those up a little bit. Let them dry for another day. I did get my H10 clamps, but I'm not going to install them right away because I'm going to wait. There they are. I'm going to wait until I get my zinc scale bolts to install them with. With all the black, I don't want to use black bolts. It makes it a little harder to see. So I got zinc ones coming from Vanquish for the bead locks and everything else. Because I got blacks. Blacks are hard to see. These are nice little clamps. Real simple little setup. Try to get a better non-reflective view here. That's not too bad. Hard to see the damn things because of all the crap. There you go, that's a pretty decent view. Anywho, I'm gonna wait to put those on so I put scale bolts on with them. Well, that's about it for the day. I just wanted to kind of slap these shock pieces on, redo those, re-bleed them. I'm glad I did because I realized I had, a 50 and a 60 on the front and the back, and it's supposed to be two 50s on the front and two 60s on the back. So that's gonna be close to a wrap. Thanks everybody for checking it out. Hit that like, the subscribe, the share button if you get a chance. I know this ain't hard work or tough or complicated to figure out. It's pretty simple. Guess there's probably one more thing I can slap in here for shits and giggles. I did get my other horn too, so I'll put this on. Of course, I'm not positive where my pieces are at. So I do have to center them yet, but just get them in place. just for the moment. All right, there it is. Little clamp screws. Peel one of these out here, make a hole for it. Get her into place. Got two holes here actually. Double clamping, so they're getting, I like the way they did that actually, because two screws you can bump between them as you're tightening and not leave all the strength of clamping that down on one tiny ass little thread. You got two instead, but that would actually give you a tighter horn in the long run. Deeper slot, so you go through and you get a lot better bite. Oh, come on. I probably should have bought two because that one ain't clamping at all, but that's alright. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to let these all dry out before I put stickers on them. I'll touch them up one more time. Silver didn't look bad, but they just weren't quite cutting it in silver. Didn't. With everything else going on, I figured yellow was going to be better, match a little bit better, stick out a little bit more. So I'm going to touch them up, I say again, once, probably tonight after they're nice and dry. I'll give them a real light coat again, kind of let them set for a couple days, and go from there. Alright, let's see, is there anything else I got going on? I'm waiting for parts, those last little things from there, so I don't think there's much else I can do here, at least not yet. I want to get those other little parts in before I go too far here. Sway bar to put on, my rod ends. Those are my extra pieces, there we go. Alright, so slip this in here. There, set you here. Yeah, that's it. Everything back where she belongs for the moment. Alright, folks. Thanks for hanging out, checking out the vid. I'll talk to you later. You all have